So this book is Alphabet City by Stephen T. Johnson. This book is an alphabet book that is really good for letter recognition. It might not be work well for younger kids just because you do kind of have to find the letters. This book uses pictures from around a city to make letters that you can see the letters. So they're not always immediately very easy to see. Sometimes it could take a second to looking to kind of see how they get this letter. So it might be a little bit more difficult for children who are just still learning the alphabet, but could be fun for a little bit older kids who know the alphabet pretty well and kind of gives them a little bit of a challenge. And it has this for every single picture of the every single letter of the alphabet. And so this book is really good. That'll obviously help with the recognition of letters because it takes everyday objects that you see in a city and you find letters with them. And it's really neat to see what all you can find to make letters because honestly thinking about it, you want to know that you don't initially think that letters can be everywhere, but when you really start looking, you can find letters in places you never thought never think you'd find a letter. So I think this book is really fun for kids who are learning their letters and learning to spot letters and teaching them that you can find letters almost anywhere. The next one is Firefighters A to Z by Chris L. Demarest. This book is again one of the alphabet books. It is more informative. It kind of has some short words, and it's all about firefighters. So I'll read you a few pages of it. A is for alarm that rings loud and clear. B is for boots sewed in our bunker gear. C is for chief, whose experience we trust. D is for Dalmatian, a firehouse must. So I think this book is really nice to help teach kids not only the alphabet but stuff about firefighter. I actually found this book a couple of weeks ago, and I actually read it to the kids that I work at my daycare because we were talking about firefighters, and I found this book, and I know they really enjoyed it, getting to learn about firefighters, seeing about firefighters, but also getting a nice way to learn the alphabet as well. So this is really good for their both it could be cognitive development and language development because they're cognitive because they're learning the alphabet, they're making those connections, but also language development because this introduces them to words that they might not hear typically that has to specifically do with firefighters because they talk about hoses and nozzles and their gear. It talks about the mask and so that's a lot of some words that they might not hear on a daily basis. But I think that this is really good to help cover that. And the last book I have for letters is Chicka Chicka Boom Boom, which is more of a narrative. It kind of has a small plot to it it's a really fun story, and it uses a lot of fun language that it can help learn new words, lots of kind of rhyming and words that even though may not be true words, can really help entertain kids and also let the kids work on that, the different sounds that they make when they're singing it or when they're saying different words. It's like A told B and B told C, I'll meet you at the top of the coconut tree. We said E, said D to E F G, I'll beat you to the top of the coconut tree. Chicka chicka boom boom, will there be enough room? Here comes H up the coconut tree. And I and J and tag along K, all on their way up the coconut tree. Chicka chicka boom boom, will there be enough room? Look who's coming, L, M, N, O, P. And Q, R, S, and T, U, V. Still more, W, and X, Y, Z. The whole alphabet of the, oh no! Chicka chicka boom boom. You see all the letters on the ground. And it starts out next. Skid, scat, scoodle, doot, flip, flop, flee. Everybody running to the coconut tree. Mamas and papas and uncles and aunts hug their little dears and then dust off their pants. And the story goes on about them all going back up to coconut tree. And so this is really good, I think, working with language development, because like I said, this book has some really fun words that the kids can have fun saying, and I think that's just saying this book is fun to say those words. And overall, with these 3 books, an activity to connect back to literary elements. With the first book that I showed, The Alphabet City, you could use this book then to talk with kids about the letters, like having them look around the room. What letters can they spot about things around the room? Can they spot an L in the books? Can they find a T on the bookshelf? So stuff like that, like making a fun activity out of going around the room and what letters can they find and make out of the stuff that's already in the room. So I think that would be a really fun activity and helping with letter recognition, and also getting them up moving around and learning more about the alphabet and finding the alphabet in places that you may never have thought of before.